Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. It looks like we've got a little bit of news that popped up just about an hour ago. Well, it's going to be a bit later because I've got to make the video. So it's about Hotfix 6.3.4. This is going to be the next one, which right now doesn't have a set date, but they're looking more or less at a ballpark of November 6th. It's quite a lengthy blog going into detail on what's been going on because it's another AI-focused hotfix. Let's just jump right in and talk about it, right? So what key issues are they looking to address in 6.3.4? 1. Idle armies on the campaign map. 2. Chaos Dwarf recruitment issues, higher tier units. And 3. Golgfag Maneater being idle on the campaign, which I haven't really noticed too much, but to be fair, the last few times that I did notice that area, he was just getting killed off by Festus rather early, so that can very much depend on people's campaigns. So let's read over here. Before I get into breaking down our progress on these key issues, it's important that I highlight that we are in the earlier stages of testing. As you'll read below, we have different levels of confidence on these 3 key issues, which may see us change what's included in 6.3.4. If we make changes, you'll hear that from me as soon as we make that decision. If we do remove one of these key issues from 6.3.4, please know that it won't mean that we've stopped working to solve these problems, only that we'll continue to work on that problem. Basically, it's just saying, look, something can be removed from this hotfix, but it'll be fixed in later down the line, which makes sense. One of those things is like, it's a lot of work. I rather certain things being done properly and some stuff being moved to a later date than all 3 of them getting some sort of fix and then breaking later on. So let's jump here. As things start today, idle armies is something that we have a positive outlook on. The issue itself is presently believed to be a complication of several different issues, all conflicting with one another, and causing the behavior that many of you have highlighted across our communities, where you see multiple armies standing around settlements and not taking any direct action in your campaigns. Yeah, we've all seen that. It's something that is just really, really strange. Sometimes with armies that you don't expect it just kind of dying out. So yeah, let's continue. We've looked to address problems we've discovered over the ways in which campaign AI is prioritizing defensive tasks too aggressively. A lovely bit of Friday irony for you there. A specific issue with vampire counts that often saw them getting tied up in odd recruitment logic, similar to what we've recently tackled with lizard men and tomb kings, and instances of factions who sit idle while surrounded by allies despite having valid enemy targets in more distant provinces. We're also starting to investigate complaints of cowardly diplomacy AI, where if an AI faction isn't presently at war with anyone, it languishes around settlements instead of engaging with the tools in the toolbox. There's no guarantee we'll have a solution for this last one in 6.3.4, but we're looking at it and we'll keep you updated on our progress. Okay, so I understand that. It's been weird. I've seen campaigns where, for example, Nakari has expanded really, really well and then just stopped working for some reason. In spite of the complicated web of problems that contribute towards some of these remaining campaign AI issues, we presently believe that fixing the issues detailed above will significantly reduce, though likely not entirely remove, instances of idle armies from occurring in your campaigns. Testing over this weekend and through the next will start to paint a better picture of how effective our changes are proving. Initial tests are showing a positive sign, but we are in very early stage of that testing and we're not out of the woods just yet. Okay, look, that's fair. At the end of the day, this is a very large game and the changes that needs to happen is likely going to take a while. What worries me before is they said that this was going to happen during the DLC when it's clearly not going to be happening, because keep in mind that the DLC was originally penned for the end of this month and, well, after the first delay. So it's clear that there was just a lot more issues. Chaos Dwarf recruitment is showing a similar early sign of improvement. We observed that they hadn't been recruiting higher tier units on a consistent basis, and some of the changes that we've developed are giving us an early indicator that we're starting to see some success in changing that. As with other AI issues, there's loads of testing to do here to give us a better idea of how successful we've been in this space, as well as a need for us to be diligent about checking that we haven't introduced any new unintended behaviors. But from our initial limited testing, we're progressing in a positive direction here. So I've noticed from the last AI update that they are recruiting heroes more. They're definitely moving a little bit more. So yeah, once we can start getting some real scary Chaos Dwarf armies, which by the way has been an issue for a while now, that should be interesting for players. More so because like we haven't seen a lot of active Chaos Dwarfs in a while, so you're going to start seeing some really scary armies once this gets implemented. I think it's a good thing. We need to start seeing more of that. It's about time that a lot of races started getting more aggressive too. Finally, Golg has had their campaign AI reviewed and has now started to show consistent interaction with campaigns. Of all of the 3 key issues listed here, this is one that we're most confident that we're currently making good improvement on. But it's still something that will require a lot more testing and plenty of careful study on Golg's impact on the campaign. As of today, he's properly attacking and expanding his territory. Though, we've had a few early tests that raise concerns that he's prone to enter a state of mega bonk. Is that something new? What the hell's a mega bonk? Right, let's continue. And can often be found to act quite as a menace to anyone else within range. Making a change to Golg to get him active is a good first step. But we're going to be doing some further balancing as a part of this process to ensure he doesn't get out of hand. I mean, he was going to always be aggressive, but he doesn't do his campaign stuff, right? When he's just AI? That's not really a bad thing anyway. It's not like the ogres are that difficult to deal with. He's in the Empire. In most cases, you're going to be there with what? Kislev, which can shoot him out of the water before he gets to you. Vampires with pretty good armor piercing, or just Empire also that can shoot him, or has enough to stab him out of the way. So I don't think it's that much of a problem. But some players can easily struggle, I guess. It's fine. Okay, so the last paragraph here is, before I move on to the chat about the other fixes and improvements, we're also looking to make in 6.3.4. I'll call out right now that our testing is largely focused around new campaigns, and a lot of the confidence we've done today is born from testing in this condition. We do have access to plenty of saves where these types of issues are occurring, but we currently find that the AI struggles to resolve itself away from bad behaviors on existing campaigns where these types of problems are already present. Building up fixes that would allow for existing saves to convert into healthier states is likely a distant stretch goal for us. Yeah, I mean, I said this actually a while back. I actually said this in one of my videos. It's likely just best to go with a brand new campaign. I know it's kind of annoying because some of you put a lot of love and attention to your campaigns, but fixes like this, it's the same thing with like when you get a major update. A fresh new campaign is always best. So I don't think that's unreasonable. This is coming from me. Some of you guys say I complain too much, but I've been saying it for a while. It's usually best fresh campaign. That was definitely a lot. Okay, so now we've got what else are we looking for in 6.3.4. There are a host of additional changes and fixes we've been tracking in recent weeks. Whilst campaign AI and related issues are high priority for us, there are other things that will also enter testing next week and possibly arrive as part of this update. Here's just a handful of those fixes, but more are in testing, and whilst minor in nature, these changes we're keen to make alongside 6.3.4's campaign AI focuses. Iron Man mode now autosaves when a mission is issued, which will prevent progress in multi-stage missions where you may see more autosaving in as a result. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Wouldn't that stop? Yeah, that would be good against stopping some softlocks, I think. The second level of the Word of Pain skill for Lord now gives increased cooldown, as does the third level for the hero version. Cool. Occupying the Oak of Ages as Warriors of Chaos now provides the correct building. If you currently own the settlements as Warriors of Chaos, it will not automatically be updated, so you'll need to reoccupy it. Yep, fair enough. Sequence of the Hardened Scales now correctly applies unit mass to Croxagors. Great. Blades of the Blood Queen, Hagenef Executioners, now had the correct melee attack. Cool. Hidden Visage trait now provides fear as well as terror. Great. Oxyoto's Inner Sanctum buildings will now give the correct benefits. I guess that's due to the resource change recently. The big name Noblar Kicker correctly unlocks with the Noblar Flingers in your army. Cool. And Cave Painter Follower can now be equipped by Golg, Camp Tyrants, and Paying Masters. That's great. There'll be further updates and amendments that we're looking to make as we progress through our testing, so do expect further comments from myself and the community team as we regroup from the weekend. Okay, and they're going to be going on to the usual paid stuff that they do for a while. But yeah, okay, cool. That's fine. I think this is pretty good information. I will say, however, again, it's very, very clear that the core AI issues was not really going to be fixed for the original launch of the DLC, like they stated it was going to be. Yeah, because it's very clear, right? Like it's not fixed yet. it's fine that it's taking a while, but it just kind of sucks when they originally said it's like, oh, well, you know, this was going to get fixed in 7.0 when it's clear that that was not going to happen. Either way, good to see change, good to see communication. Hopefully we'll see some more soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's start a bit of a discussion. I do apologize. I'm late. I've actually been sorting out quite a lot of work stuff today and just like dealing with the movers giving me the quote, which is going to be expensive, by the way. It sucks. See you all very, very soon. Have a good day, guys.